Welcome to Power Talk, Berkeley Electric Cooperative's long-running talk show designed to educate member owners about the cooperative, events in the community, and how to be a more informed energy consumer. Now, on with the show. Hello, and welcome to this edition of Power Talk. I'm Micah Ponce, the Communications Specialist with Berkeley Electric Cooperative, and I'm going to be your host today. This is all new to me, and so the whole microphone thing, I gotta get used to talking in the microphone. For those of you who've tuned in before, you might be wondering where the regular host is, Mr. Terry Bess. Yeah. That's just one of the changes that we have for you here in the new year. But Terry, if you're listening, just want to give you a shout out and let you know that we love you, sir, and that you've left some big shoes to fill as the main man on the mic.
Yes. And Terry, I will try to laugh as much as possible.
Well, as you've heard, so you folks don't get too worried out there, we still have the main star of the show with us, Miss Libby Roerig, the newly minted Director of Marketing and Communications.
Yes.
Hello, Miss Roerig. How are you doing?
I'm happy to be here as always. We miss Terry, but Micah is such a beloved colleague and our communications guy, as most people know him outside the co-op. So
the voice.
Yes.
The voice.
What can I say? And that's our other special guest that we have here today with us, Berkeley Electric's own Miss Yajaira Bess, who is the host of our Spanish language radio show, Conversaciones Electrificantes.
Yes. Hi to all our people out there in the Low Country. Thank you for listening to us. So happy to be here. And a big shout out to Terry. We love you, Terry. I love you. Still love you.
Well, thank you all both for joining us for the first show of the new year. And as I mentioned, we've got some new changes coming to the show. Unfortunately, like I said, Terry's not with us anymore. But what are some of the other changes that we got coming down the pipe, Libby?
Well, so in our new headquarters, we have a recording studio. So we have our own equipment, and including a video camera. So for our friends listening on WJNI, you can see what we look like if you'd like. You can fire up your YouTube. And
I'm the good-looking one.
Goodness gracious.
But also we're going to be distributing this show on podcasting platforms. So hopefully to reach even more members.
Yep, we're already on YouTube. We've already uploaded some of our shows that Miss Yajaira has recorded. Yes. We've got those up on YouTube. So if you want to see what she looks like in her own little environment, in her own show, take a look on YouTube. And like Miss Libby said, we're going to be on the podcasting platforms ASAP. So we'll be able to find us on the podcasting platforms, whatever ones you like to do, and then we're going to put the lists on our website as well, so you can link there and hopefully tune in from time to time. If you miss a show, you'll be able to find us there.
Yeah. And, we mentioned Terry. He works for Kirkman Media over in West Ashley, and we have been for decades so grateful for our partnership with Kirkman Media. Gil has allowed us to use his recording space for our commercials, voiceover, radio shows, as well as loaned us Terry to do Power Talk. So we're so grateful for that partnership and continued partnership. But now we've got our own big kid digs, and we're testing them out.
Yeah, we're giving it a try. We're kicking the wheels, seeing how this thing handles. Might be a little bit shaky at first, so just bear with us. But you mentioned radio, and we all sort of have a little bit of background in radio. Yajaira, how did you get started in radio?
It was a sink or swim type of thing.
It's what we do best at the co-op.
Yes. It all started December 2020. Towards the end of, we know pandemic, COVID hit, and it was a new communication platform that just took off on how to reach our members, especially our LEP members. And it has been flourishing since then. Conversaciones Electrificantes is on every Saturday at 10 o'clock at 2 stations. So we got La Raza and Latina Tu Música, Charleston.
You notice she said that a little bit better than I did.
I'm not going to try.
So yeah, it has been a whirlwind. At first, it was like, ooh, I don't know. But I did public speaking and studied that, and I loved it. And I've always had that passion for news anchor, meteorologist. So it was sort of in the same feel. I enjoy it. I enjoy talking to people and just hearing out what they're doing and what they're doing for the community. It's all about our members.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So, yes.
Okay,
yes.
good. Well, I mean, and Libby, you had extensive experience with radio before you came to us, didn't you?
Yes. My predecessor, Lisa Stilley, we love Lisa. She came to visit us this summer. On my second day at the co-op, took me up to Kirkman's studio and sat me down behind the microphone with Terry, and I was a deer in the headlights. I came up as a print journalist before getting into PR and communications, so not a natural environment for me either. So it was sink or swim, but we've had a ton of fun with the shows. And
Definitely.
Yeah, and
Yes.
similar to Yajaira's show, Power Talk shares information about the co-op, what's going on at the co-op, ways for our members to save energy, to be more involved in their co-op. But also we bring in people from the community and
Right.
talk to them and share our platform with them.
Yes.
Well, that's one of those things that you sort of grow into over time. I wasn't always the voice of the co-op. As my role here as the communications guy, I have always sort of been in charge of, making sure the radio is running, the TV's running, and that used to be mainly writing the spots and finding people to record them. Well, one day we just sort of ran out of people to help us out with the recording, and I was like, well, I guess I'll have to try this myself. And that was way back in 2015. So I've been on the air. I guess I am the old man of the radio here in the room today. But like I said, it's one of those things you grow into. And I mean, honestly, listen to both of y'all. Y'all got it nailed down. Do a great job. I always love listening to both of your shows. Lots of great information. Well, Yajaira, I have to take for granted because
have to listen to that.
It sounds fun.
it sounds really good. I'm not exactly sure what you're saying most of the time, but hey, the people love it.
Yes.
But we're all here because of Lisa and Dwayne's vision. So for those of you who aren't familiar with our recent history, Dwayne Cartwright was our CEO for a better part of 10 years, I'd say.
Mm-hmm.
And he really had a heart for service and what the co-op could do to help the community. Recruited Lisa from working with her previously at their co-ops in Missouri, and built really what our department and our communications outreach is today, including Power Talk, the radio show. They had a similar radio show back in Missouri, and then talked to Gil and made one happen here, and we're keeping it going.
Yeah, I mean, their co-op back there was a little bit smaller than ours. In case you're not familiar with Berkeley Electric, we're the largest of the 20 electric cooperatives here in the state, and I think they were a good bit smaller than us, but they still brought that hometown feel with them, and that's one of the main advantages of being in a co-op, and that's sort of what a co-op is about. We're supposed to be in the community. We're supposed to be reaching the folks who are in our neighborhoods and fostering that feel of community. And so these radio shows are just one way that we try to reach out to the folks and let them stay connected. It's a busy world. Everybody's running like crazy. So if you tune in with us from time to time, hopefully we'll be able to give you a little bit of information you can use. I'll tell you where we are in the community. You can come out and join us when we have a lot of fun out there at the festivals and the different shows that we go to. So it's always a good time.
Yes, it sure is. Especially now is sort of our quiet time, and then pretty soon the storm is about to roar.
Yeah. Well, and Yajaira, for your show, having radio is really a great way to reach Spanish-speaking people in our area.
Yes, we have, and you guys know, we provide so many programs and services, and it's very hard to try to communicate and give the information to our members. So with them listening to Latina and listening to La Raza, this is a great way for them to find out, okay, what are the programs and services? What are they doing in the community? What events are going on that I can attend? And they're just like, this is great information. This is information that we never knew existed. And
Right.
we've had it for years.
Yeah.
So it's an excellent communication platform.
I mean, and that's one of the reasons that we try to do all these different ways to communicate to members, because everybody communicates differently.
Yep.
You know, some people like the newsletter, some people like the magazine, some people, you know, only get us when they get their bill at the end of the month, where we have bill messages and things of that nature. But so it's our job to sort of reach out and reach the members where they are.
Yes,
so,
exactly.
and that's why we're really excited about trying to go out into the world with a podcast. That's a new platform for us as well. So, I mean, we're trying to cover all of our bases and be out there wherever the members are and provide them the information that they need to make their lives a little bit easier and their bill a little bit lower.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the overall goal.
Yep, definitely.
Yes. Doing a good job at it, Micah.
Yeah.
Keep up the great work.
Well, that's going to be one of our other credit goes to one of our other guests that we've had on the show before, Eddie Plowden. He's our main man when it comes to energy, and I'm sure he'll be back on here with some other great energy tips.
We love Eddie too.
Yep. So, I mean, it's always fun to sort of stroll down memory lane. But what's ahead for Power Talk here that, you know, as we move forward? I mean, we're in the new studio. We're recording. You know, one of the advantages that I know is that, you know, I've mentioned we've been recording for a while, and y'all have been recording for a while. And Gil, you know, bless his soul, has let us use his studio, but it's about an hour away. So, I mean, it's an hour drive in both directions. And I don't know about for y'all, but for me, I'm in and out of there in about 5 to 10 minutes recording the radio commercials. So, I mean, I've got a 2-hour round trip to record about 5 minutes of radio. So in terms of just making it a little bit easier for us to get the message out to folks, I mean, I know that's one of the advantages. We got anything else that, you know, looking forward where we think we might want to take Power Talk down the road?
Yeah, we're looking to just expand what we've been doing. You know, inviting in people in the community who we can share our platform with. You know, I'd love to have some of the local mayors come in, or nonprofit agencies. Love to talk about what services they're providing. You know, just really share our platform and our space, and be as good of a community partner as we can.
Yeah, I mean, that's like we mentioned, you know, as an electric cooperative, one of our biggest things that we talk about is concern for community. And we really want to be that liaison to the community. And that includes, like you said, inviting folks in. We've got a brand new studio. We don't have to drive an hour away. We don't have to ask folks to make a long trip to come visit with us. Now they can come right here to our new facilities on Highway 52, and we can invite them in and show them a good time, and hopefully give them a platform to share what's going on in the community, to let our members know of the things that they can take advantage of.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited about that part of it too. So yeah, if any of you are listening, whoever's listening out there, you want to come in behind the mic, we're open to it.
Yes, and we also offer coffee, water, soft drinks.
And we're working on getting some really cool branded mugs. So. At least that's what I was told. So.
And they get the opportunity, not also that, but they also get the opportunity to see our new facility. For those that haven't seen the new facility, our headquarters, it's absolutely amazing. My guests that come to my show, they are just amazed by everything we have for our members, for our employees, what we're offering. It's just another location where you can just stop in and see what Berkeley Electric is doing.
It was definitely a much overdue investment.
Yes.
Our old facility, we took 4 or 5 different locations and brought them all under one roof, but our main headquarters facility was basically our original location, and we had added on and renovated, and everybody was working in all the different closets. You know, just closets were converted to offices, and we made the most out of that building and squeaked every inch out we could, but it was no longer efficient for us. We had no meeting space. You know, were separated physically by people that you needed to work with closely to get the job done and to better serve our members. So we have 2/3 of our 300 employees under this one roof at the headquarters, as you guys know. But the recording studio, again, was Dwayne and Lisa's vision. And, you know, now instead of Micah with a 2-hour round trip, he has about a 2-second trip across the hall.
Exactly.
And
go ahead.
I was going to say, I know for Yajaira and I, it was a half-day commitment to head over there and do a half-hour show. So it's we're really excited about it.
Yeah, one of the other things that I do in addition to my jobs as radio host now is I'm responsible for writing a lot of the articles in our South Carolina Living magazine. And Libby mentioned the old office, and so of course when we were moving into our new digs, I was doing some research on that. We had been in our original location there for about 70 years. So, I mean, that's a long time to inhabit one building. As a matter of fact, I think that building predated Elvis being on the charts. Because I looked it up. I was trying to figure out, well, what was number one on the charts when, they opened the doors, and it was Nat King Cole. Elvis had not even hit the charts yet when we opened the doors to that facility. So,
wow.
I mean, that just gives you an idea of not only how long has the co-op been in the community, but, how long we were at that location.
Yes.
And, like you said, 70 years is a long time for any business. But, Berkeley Electric has been growing by 5 to 7% every year for the last 15 years.
Right.
We're the largest co-op in the state, but also one of the largest in the nation. So this area is just booming, and we have added employees as we've needed them, and having the space for them to work productively out of was really a struggle before the new headquarters.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I think I'm a little bit longer in terms of service than you, Yajaira.
Yes.
How long you've been here now?
Going on 18 years.
Okay, yeah. I just clocked it, this year. Now we're new year. Welcome,
Exactly.
2023.
Yes.
I'll be clocking in 23 years.
Wow.
And when I first started here, I think we had around 72,000 meters. So we're over 110,000 meters now.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, in terms of employees as well, I think we might have had 200-ish, somewhere in that neighborhood, and we're right over 300 now. And so, yeah, the co-op's been growing right along with the community, and I'm sure as folks drive around, hopefully listening to the show, you see everywhere you look, you're going to see construction. I mean, there's neighborhoods going up everywhere. I know when I drive, we used to drive to Columbia a lot more before COVID when we would go up to statewide and visit with them and stuff. And so there's a back road that goes from Monk's Corner out to the interstate, and it used to be nothing but fields, and now it's nothing but houses and developments almost the entire way. So the low country is growing like a weed, and that's one of the reasons why we needed a new facility that would be able to keep up with that growth and make it a lot easier for us to make sure that we still provide that affordable, reliable power that our members need.
That's right.
Yeah.
So if you're listening to Mike and Libby, you want to do a radio show, contact them, because you'll get a tour on top of your coffee or water.
Well, and at the heart of it, like I said, it was an overdue investment, but it is all to serve our members to the best of our abilities. Because we are so large, there are some baked-in efficiencies for some of our processes, but our members have high expectations of service, and we want to provide power to them as a first-class utility, and at the same time having the small co-op feel to it, the heart for community service. And Yajaira drags us out to Highway 52 a few times a year to clean up the highway.
We're starting that soon. Can't wait. Getting our signs are coming.
Yeah, we got a whole new section of highway to clean up now.
Yes,
in front of the headquarters.
Exactly. So if you see us, just honk at us.
Honk at us, don't hit us.
Yes. Excited about that. We have a lot of things in store. Highway cleanup. LEP is flourishing, our limited English proficiency. That is just booming. Our connection, our partnerships with different organizations, and we do have a lot in store for 2023. So I know 2023 is going to be outstanding. It's going to be an excellent year. I'm so looking forward to it.
And you're starting to do some outreach to our Brazilian community.
Yes.
Right?
Our Brazilian community is growing, and it's all in Goose Creek. They are just flourishing as well. We have an event coming up in January, first event, and I just want to open that door to them and just welcome them to our community, welcome them and have that partnership with them, so that way they can also get the programs and services that are there for them as well. So I'm so looking forward to that. Yes.
Yeah, and it's just what Micah was saying, that we meet our members where they are,
Yes.
and whatever your communication preferences or the language you're comfortable speaking, we try to be there and answer that.
Yes, we do.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. And we're talking about Power Talk, and one of the main things that we do here on Power Talk is we try to inform and educate our members and give them ways to save energy, and some of us have been here a little bit longer than others, but I'm sure we've all got like a favorite thing that we tell the members in terms of energy efficiency, or maybe a favorite co-op memory since we've been here a little bit. Who wants to share?
Oh goodness, I will share. I remember back when Rita was our energy.
Rita Worthy.
Yes, was our energy specialist, and I remember her giving me the phone calls, emails. Hey, can you come with me to this location because the member doesn't speak English? And I remember riding out there with her because they had a high bill, which we all know this is the time of the month.
We just went through that.
Yes, so it was like, I'll go out there, meet you out there, and we would just tackle on that high bill and try to explain to the member, these are some of the tips that you might want to take in consideration to try to lower that energy. And that was always an eye-opener for me, because those tips, I would personally take them for me in my home to try to reduce the cost. So I love going out there, out in the field with our energy experts, just to get that information to our members on what can you do. Here are some tips on what you can do to try to lower that cost. Another great thing that I know Libby is probably going to talk about is Ecobee, and I have a story to tell on that. Because
you're stealing her thunder.
No. Because I know Libby's going to talk about it, but I love
me some Ecobee.
Yes. I just recently got on it. How long have you been on it, Libby?
Going on 2 years, I think.
Okay, so I just recently got on it, and let me tell you, the Ecobee, I guess the new one that just recently came out, like literally saved us, because my mom, bless her heart, was cooking, and there was, I guess she forgot, the stove was on, smoke and whatnot. Did you know that the Ecobee sent an alert to us to inform us?
Oh my goodness.
Hey, you have bad air quality. Open up the window. So the Ecobee automatically knew something was going on and informed us, and we were at work. We weren't even home, and we thought that was a neat option. So I just wanted to throw that out there.
New.
Yes, which I don't even know if Eddie knows
Add
that.
that
So
to
we
the
need
list.
to
write that down.
Yes, we were in shock that we actually got an alert from our Ecobee letting us know, hey, something's going on, bad air quality, and it even told us to open the window. So I was like, man, this thing is amazing. So yes, please, if you are interested or looking into what Ecobee is about, hit us up.
Yeah, definitely. And for those of you who aren't familiar with Ecobee, that's the digital thermostat that we can install in your home. We've got a rebate that's out there that makes it essentially free for you to take advantage of. And like I said, got a lot of advantages, like the ones that Yajaira mentioned. And
I just got on it, but I know Libby has more stories to tell because she's been on it. Matter of fact, you were the one that told me about it, and I was like, I'm going to have to try it out.
I'm a longtime Ecobee evangelical.
I love it.
But, like Yajaira was saying early in her co-op days, going out and helping members with energy concerns. I had previous co-op service at ironically, co-op in Missouri. Not from Missouri like Dwayne and Lisa. But, my job there, I had a similar role as Micah, but it was within the member services department. So during my slow times and their busy times, I would be on the phones with members trying to make payment arrangements and talk to them, not as much about how they could reduce their energy, but they were really behind the eight ball with a high bill and just trying to help them figure out a way forward. And it's so humbling to talk to someone who's got an $800 electric bill. That would be tough for any of us to deal with.
Definitely,
and especially if you're in between jobs or whatever your circumstances was. And just having that high touch member contact as a formative experience just still sticks with me. It's so important what a lot of our colleagues do. We get to celebrate their good work and help, share that information. But our contact center colleagues, right of way, our line workers, they just do such important work, and it's an honor to be able to tell their story.
Yeah, I'm part of the old thermostat gang.
We need to get you up to date
I
here.
still got the slider, push it back and forth type of thing. But I mean, in my defense, and this is the case with a lot of folks, they live in older homes, and sometimes you might not have the wiring set up to be able to handle the new smart gadgets or anything along those lines. And the good thing is, we've got great programs like the Ecobee thermostat and rebates to go along with it. But we also have all kinds of just easy, simple tips that you can do around the house, and they add up. We always talk about thermostat though, because that accounts for about 50% of your bill. So we always try to do our best to get folks to set their thermostat to the correct settings. In this time of year, we're pushing 68 degrees for heating, if at all possible. Whatever makes you feel comfortable. Or cooler. Yeah. Depending on what the weather's doing outside, you might need to throw on another sweater or two.
Yeah, extra blanket.
But we beyond the high tech, we've also got those simple everyday tips. So if anybody needs help with their bill, we do free energy audits. Our guys and gals are ready to sit there and assist you in any way that they can to help lower your bill.
Well, and our brilliant friend Eddie, has been with the co-op 38 years.
Right.
He developed a program that he actually helps other co-ops do across the nation, called Proactive High Bill Review. He works with our billing department, and they will flag accounts if they see spikes in energy usage that's unusual. And Eddie and his team will call these members and say, "Hey, we see a spike in usage." A lot of times it's a hot water heater going bad, or heat strips running during the summer, which seems like a problem. I'm no energy expert, but so we'll give you a call if we see something. So we're working behind the scenes too to help stop. If you're using huge amounts of energy a couple of days in a row, and we give you a call and you're able to flip a breaker, that will save you hundreds of dollars at the end of the month if you're on traditional billing. Yeah.
And we always recommend Smart Hub. If you don't have it, download it. It's a great app to use. It will tell you your usage on a daily basis. We have I call it our 101 Holy Bible that gives you the energy tips on what you can do at home. So you're more than welcome to stop by, come see us, talk to one of our representatives, our members, and we'll give you all the information that you need. We'll even walk you through downloading that Smart Hub app.
Well, since y'all shared energy tips, and I'm the old man sitting here at the table, I guess I'll bring out a memory from the days of yore. But no, one of the things when we were talking about this, and it got me thinking, is one of my favorite memories is might not predate you, it definitely predates Libby, but we had something called the Touchstone Energy Hole-in-One $1 million shootout. And, it was a fun time. We went out there and I checked it was, I think 2018 might have been the last time that we did it. But one of the reasons why I enjoyed it so much is because we were using it to raise money for the very first Miracle League field that was being built in the Low Country, the Charleston Miracle League down in West Ashley. And it just got me thinking that it was just about a month or so ago that Berkeley Electric was sponsoring once again the new Miracle Field that just opened up here in Berkeley, in Berkeley Electric's territory here in Moncks Corner. So, it's been a while, but, we're still out there in the community, and I just sort of like the cyclical nature. We started out so long ago supporting our community and supporting the Miracle League for special needs, and here we are in 2023, and we're still doing the same thing. And just we're so blessed to be able to take part in the opening of the new Miracle Field here in Moncks Corner.
Yeah, so. That's right. It's been a good year, and it's going to get better. Yeah. So I'm excited to see what happens for this year. Yes.
Yeah, we're so glad that the worst of COVID is behind us.
Yep.
Hopefully it's more of a seasonal type virus, but we were really kind of hogtied for about 2 years. We'd have a full slate of events and outreach planned, and drop of a hat.
Yep, there we go.
Sending out cancellations.
Well, it might be hard to believe, ladies, but that's about it. I think we're just about out of time. It's going to wrap up the very first edition of Power Talk in the new year, our very first video podcast. So thank you, everybody, for joining us. We look forward to seeing you and having you see us, hopefully, if you take us a trip down memory lane on YouTube and whatnot. But that's going to do it. Thank y'all very much for joining us.
Thanks,
Thank
Micah.
you.
All righty. Join us next time for another edition of Power Talk. I'm Micah Ponce, the communications guy. See you next time.